Imagine meeting a new leader assigned to your community who doesn't really know what your area needs. You might wonder, can this person truly represent us? Do they get our daily struggles, like finding good schools for our kids? Most likely, you'd prefer someone who truly gets your problems, right? Now, think about this. Imagine there's someone sitting next to God who became human to save us. He knows exactly how we feel because he experienced being human too. During Jesus' time on earth, he experienced the full range of human emotions, faced numerous challenges, and endured tough times just like we do. He knows about the storm we are going through. In a display of unparalleled love and unwavering devotion, he willingly endured excruciating torture and indescribable pain, ultimately sacrificing his own life on the cross. This selfless act serves as a testament to the depth of his affection for us, revealing an extraordinary level of compassion that is truly beyond comprehension. John chapter 3 verse 16 says, "For God so loved the world that he gave his one and only Son, so that whoever believes in him will not perish, but have everlasting life." Despite being divine as the Son of God, Jesus stood before God as an advocate for humanity, representing us in all our fragility and vulnerability. This remarkable duality of his nature allows him to empathize with our struggles, while also serving as a bridge between humanity and divinity. Here's the thing, sometimes you might feel like nobody understands what you're going through. But guess what? Jesus does. In his infinite wisdom and compassion, he not only understands, but also empathizes with our struggles and weaknesses. One example from the Bible is that when Lazarus died, Jesus wept before raising him from the dead, which implies that Jesus felt what the family members of Lazarus were going through. What a God we have! He has personally experienced the hardships and adversities that life presents, just as we do. Through his own journey, he encountered a myriad of challenges, ranging from emotional turmoil to physical trials. However, it is essential to note that throughout his experiences, he remained steadfast and did not falter in the face of temptation or wrongdoing. None of us have faced every possible challenge, but Jesus did. This extraordinary person set out on a profound journey because of an unwavering desire to truly understand and connect with each and every one of us. With unparalleled empathy and a boundless capacity for understanding, he immersed himself in our lives, experiencing the full spectrum of human existence. From the exhilarating highs to the heartbreaking lows, from tears of joy to tears of sorrow, he embraced it all. This remarkable commitment allowed him to cultivate an unparalleled level of compassion and insight, enabling him to bridge the gap between us and create a bond that transcends mere understanding. No matter what you're going through, problems, tough times, things that tempt you, Jesus knows exactly what it's like. Imagine a time when the storms of life are raging and you feel like you're being tossed about on a turbulent sea. It's during these moments that you can find solace in the story of Jesus calming the storm. In Mark chapter 4, verses 35 to 41, Jesus and his disciples were caught in a fierce storm while crossing a sea. Despite the chaos and danger, Jesus remained calm and in control. He understood the fear and anxiety his disciples were experiencing and showed his authority over the elements. This story illustrates how Jesus intimately comprehends the storms in our lives, and he is there to bring us peace. Consider the story of the woman with the issue of blood, recounted in Mark chapter 5, verses 25 to 34. This woman had been suffering for 12 years and had tried everything to find a cure. In her desperation, she reached out and touched the edge of Jesus' cloak, believing that even a brief encounter with his presence would heal her. Jesus immediately recognized that power had gone out from him, and when the woman revealed herself, he assured her that her faith had made her well. This incident demonstrates Jesus' ability to sense our pain, desperation, and longing for healing. Just as he felt her touch amidst a crowd, he perceives our innermost struggles and desires. The story of the raising of Jairus' daughter in Mark chapter 5 verses 35 to 43 further illustrates Jesus' profound understanding of human suffering. Jairus, a synagogue leader, implored Jesus to heal his dying daughter. While on the way to Jairus' home, messengers arrived with the news that the girl had already died. Jesus encouraged Jairus to believe and accompanied him to the girl's bedside. He took her by the hand and said, "Talitha cum," which means, "Little girl, I say to you, arise." Jesus' command brought her back to life, demonstrating his authority over death itself. This story underscores Jesus' compassion for the grieving and his power to bring restoration to the most hopeless situations. Throughout his earthly ministry, Jesus encountered people from all walks of life, the sick, the outcast, and the sinful. He touched the untouchable, forgave the unforgivable, and showed mercy to those society had cast aside. The story of the adulterous woman in John chapter 8 verses 1 to 11 exemplifies this. The religious leaders brought her to Jesus, seeking to trap him in a dilemma. Instead, Jesus exposed the hypocrisy of her accusers and offered her forgiveness and a fresh start. This story emphasizes Jesus' understanding of human brokenness, his willingness to stand up for the marginalized, and his capacity to grant us a new beginning. And finally, imagine confiding in someone you trust, only to have them turn against you in the most unexpected way. This is precisely what Jesus endured through the betrayal of one of his closest disciples, Judas Iscariot. Judas had walked with Jesus, witnessed his miracles, and shared in his teachings. Yet despite this intimate connection, he succumbed to the temptation of greed and betrayed Jesus to the religious authorities for 30 pieces of silver. In the serene Garden of Gethsemane, Jesus confronted the heart-wrenching reality of betrayal as he saw Judas approaching with a group of soldiers to arrest him. This agonizing moment of betrayal reminds us that Jesus understands the pain of being let down by someone we thought would always be by our side. He comprehends the sting of broken trust and the ache of disappointment. In Matthew chapter 26 verse 50, Jesus addressed Judas with the words, "Friend, do what you came to do." Even in the face of betrayal, Jesus chose to extend the term friend to Judas, revealing the depth of his compassion and the boundless extent of his grace. It's through this heartbreaking event that Jesus' capacity for empathy reaches new heights. He experienced the depths of human frailty, not only in his own suffering, but also in the actions of those around him. He knows what it feels like to be let down by a friend, to experience the sorrow of betrayal, and to grapple with the complex emotions that arise from such circumstances. Even in the midst of his own imminent crucifixion, Jesus' ability to understand our struggles shines brightly. He didn't just come to share in our joys. He embraced our sorrows, our doubts, and our pain. Through his journey, he not only demonstrated the extent of God's love, but also solidified his position as a compassionate and understanding friend, one who stands with us through every trial and tribulation. The moment you're dealing with something, he's right there with you, feeling it too. That's the kind of friend you have in Jesus. This amazing connection lets you come closer to God, not to be judged, but to receive kindness and help when you need it most. So here's a thought for today. Whatever challenge comes your way, remember that Jesus gets it. He's been there, done that, and he's cheering you on. Your storm will end. If you found inspiration in this message, could you kindly type Amen in the comments? Sharing this video with your loved ones and giving it a thumbs up will help us reach even more people with this wonderful message. If you enjoyed this video and would like to see more that uplift and inspire you, we invite you to subscribe to our channel. We deeply appreciate your ongoing support, and you're a true blessing to us. If you'd like, you can also share your prayers for the well-being and joy of others in the comments. We'll be more than happy to include them in our prayers and present them to God on your behalf. Before you leave, let me say a prayer for you. May the Lord bless you, may the Lord keep you, and may the Lord's face shine upon you. May the Lord bless you with all the blessings of Abraham. 1,000 may fall at your side, 10,000 on your right, but it shall not come near you. In Jesus' most precious name, amen.